Africa is a continent that is rife with contradictions. The image of Africa brings to the minds of some perceptions of abject poverty, disease, and pestilence without bounds. And yet to others, Africa offers a remarkable platform for business because of its limitless resources and its tireless workforce. One such country is Zimbabwe, a nation of 13 million people with a reputation for diligence and broad educational achievement. And one such company that has set its eyes on Zimbabwe's great business potential is the UK-based company Canon Gulf, which has interlaced its corporate fingers with the local Zimbabwean company Reapers to create ripples in the groundnut industry. What is most remarkable is the simplicity of their joint venture. Charles P. Guy, a thinker of old, once said, "It is the essence of genius to make use of the simplest ideas." This project is just that. Sufficient consultations have been made to bring business to the people and to give authorities such as traditional chiefs, rural councils, village headmen, and the farmers themselves to establish the best possible trading platform. A rural agricultural products show reveals the range of possibilities with groundnuts, maize, sugar beans, soya beans, and rare blue beans. Schools in rural Zimbabwe serve as more than educational centers for children. They are convenient conference centers for all, at which collective dreams are realized in the most effective and non-bureaucratic way possible.
Tairima nzungu tichingorimira kudya. Dzimwe nguva taikuya dovi toenda kuHarare kunotengesa. Dzimwe nguva tonochinjisa dovi riya nembatya kuti vana vaite sei vapfeke. Iyo zvichirongwa ichochi tiri kunzwa kufara.
Nyanya zvatonyanyoda nyaya yenzungu iyo ikai. Gypsum ndenda kuti nzungu dzite sei dzibereke nekusumuka ndikuti kana dzisina akatongora matiri pasi tudukuduku tisina fertilizer yacho.
The local chief Nyamaropa voiced his appreciation of the proceedings on his land.
Munharaunda medu muno vanhu vari muno vese vanorima zvevane chido nekurima, asi dambudziko riripo nderekuti havagoni kuwana zvekurimisa zvakakwana zvakaita semafertilizer nembeu dzacho. Dai vaibvira kuti vanowana rubatsiro rwembeu nemafertilizer vanorima zvekuzadza matura. Mahodzi yese yatinayo pawadhi yega yega pane madhomeni maviri saka tine varimisi vakakwana nyanzvi dzezvekurima, saka hatina dambudziko rekurima. Zve vanogara vachiiswa maworkshop yezvekurima maruwa imomuno nevarimisi vavo. Zvandaongorora zvinhu chabatsira varimi pamberi apa kana tagona kurima zvakanaka mwaka uno tatungamirwa namusiki wedu ndezvekuti kana murimi arima haasina dambudziko rekunotsvaga vanotenga kana kutanga ambita inonzi marketing research iye kunotsvagiridza tsvagurudza uko nokuti anenge anaye kari mutengi wake. Zve unenge waukama wokuti akarima kwangomuzisa kuti kunotakohwa mudunhu redu area yedu tapedza kuunganidza zvinhu mutengi wodi otenga. Mari iya ichabatwa shoma isingazoumbika kutenga chimwe chinhu, inenge yakubatika pamwe chete kana mutengi wedu ukaenderana zvakanaka chete mbeu dzedu nevatengi vedu.
All varieties bar none are exceptional. The appearance is beautiful. The range of sizes is excellent. And I'm convinced that I know that certainly for the common Spanish varieties we have a market for all grades. And there probably just needs to be a bit more work on, for example, the Valencias up there, the Redskins. I would consider them to be a Redskin. And to be honest, Redskins today that are typically or were typically grown in places like Brazil, there are no exports, even though there is a demand for them. So again, that brings some sort of excitement to this. The flamingos, I know, were hugely, and you know, the reception years ago when production was reasonably large scale was extremely positive. And again, you know, we will, when we return to the UK, we'll begin work on trying to find some outlets for the flamingo.
Groundnut production in Zimbabwe is serious business. It's an aspect of farming, but in all our provinces, especially among the women of Zimbabwe, there is a strong constituency for production of groundnuts now on a commercial basis. We are now reinforcing that there's a strong market, there's a strong offtake for this particular product. And we want to develop the various varieties we want to expand, we want to become a reliable source for delivery and a permanent source, a growing supply base. Equally, we would like to see technology coming in, our own selves, the know-how to be expanded by exchange of ideas. And when you see a visitor traveling thousands of kilometers and miles away to come and see for themselves, that inspires us. And we believe both of us can now strengthen the theory of a market-led production for the benefit of our people and for the benefit of our economy. Nyaya yatunza pano inyaya yekurima takanangana nemurimi. Kunyanya ini ndinosarudza nekudisisisa warimi wenzungu. Saka tichiti munzungu muneiko? Mune mari. Ndo slogan imwe takupamhidzira iyoyo. Munzungu muneiko? Mune mari. Ndo kutanga rwendo kutiri kuita. Nyaya iri panapa ngeyekuti ndakutenga nzungu nhasi asi isu tinodisa kuti ukama hwedu utange pambeu. Ndipo panotanga ukama hwedu ipapa. Wese munhu anyoresa apa, wese munhu atitengera apa, atitengesera nzungu, chokwadi ngechekuti anoona mbeu gore rineri.
Unlike most industries that are urban-based and therefore far from the sources of products, Reapers has become the local pathfinder in bringing industry to the people. Reapers depots are situated in zones in which the product is cultivated and sold. It is envisaged that by the end of 3 years, every province will have a groundnut processing plant. A visit to Reapers Nyanga revealed the vision of the man at the helm. Basil Nyabadza, the Reapers CEO, has refused to take the peasant farmers for granted. They not only sell the product, but can also visit the plant to see for themselves how quality value is added to the product before export. This new plant was imported from the United States and is ranked among the best such plants for the industry. It has the capacity for shelling, grading, and packing the product at 8,000 tons per hour, thus making it possible for Nyabadza and his team to serve customer needs with minimum delay. We asked the plant manager about the operations and prospects of the plant and industry.
First of all, it's an American machine.
All right.
It was imported from America. It's a sheller. It's actually a cleaner, a sheller, a grader, and right down to the hand picking.
Okay.
It does everything from cleaning to shelling to hand picking. I can put in 5 tons an hour, and getting out actually depends on the quality of the crop.
All right.
If it's a good quality, I'll get out more. If it's a less good quality, then I'll get out a bit less. But what we're getting so far is fairly good.
Limited exposure has caused most exporters to provide substandard services and products. In view of this common setback, we asked visiting buyers of the product what their impressions were of the standard of processing and the quality of products they saw going through the mill.
I've been bowled over, to be honest, by the setup, by the machinery itself. It's from the top. The machinery itself is from the top US manufacturer. It's always a help. So you can see first and foremost that the strive for quality is paramount to Reaper's sort of end objective. the material itself is looks second to none. We really don't have any objections with the quality. And to be honest, we think that maybe Reapers is actually doing too much in terms of the final product.
Okay.
We believe that maybe a couple of steps could be taken out. But I never thought I'd ever say that. To be honest, most visits that I make globally, you're always trying to convince the producer to actually include a couple more steps.
Okay.
Obviously, with a strive to quality. Which is paramount. It's what every customer, every manufacturer is looking for. I think that's in terms of the machinery, in terms of the material. So far, what we've seen, we have no. We've got no reservations, no objection.
The plant itself was put over a period of about 24 to 30 months. At the time, that was 98. I was only 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine that the real aspect of this has come through. I'm testament to that. I've gone to a secondary and tertiary education on the back of peanuts. So that certainly speaks a lot with respect to that. With respect to servicing the industry, this is not only servicing groundnuts, but it's a community-based approach. Most of our workers, almost 100%, come from our village, where we come from. And that's very vital with respect to the communal farmers. And I think that works hand in hand with who we are, and that's part of our message. Our village, where our own homestead, is no more than 10 kilometers away. So our employees who we work with, they grew up with my father. I'm growing up with some of them. And I'm growing up with the farmers, next generation's farmers. So it has a big impact, not only on the lives, the individual lives of the village people, but also the community. We want to uplift ourselves, and this is an amazing opportunity to utilize the land.
Basil Nyabaza's Reapers employs a sizable number of workers who run the plant, sort the groundnuts, and grade the product into required categories. This ensures that there is no mix-up in the quality and sizes of the groundnuts. It is impressive to note that great care has been taken to enhance the safety of workers and management through the provision of protective gear in the form of hard helmets, heavy-duty gloves for machine operators, breath filter masks, and headdress for the predominantly female graders. The headdress serves the double purpose of ensuring safety, but also strict hygienic practice to ensure the product is not contaminated through body contact.
We start our relationship with the farmer, where we empower the farmer by accessing products, fertilizer, seed to grow. We in fact are a registered seed house. So seed is very, very important for us because it then brings in yields and also quality and volume. And then ours is also a production, a market-led production. It's very important to link up with the market, and then you link up with the farmer. Then you know precisely from day one what you must try and achieve in terms of quality and yield and the maintenance of quality. Because if you are dealing with sensitive markets, there's need for consistency and there's need for volume, year in, year out. And when you are growing in a rain-fed production, you have now to realize that it's important to have a bigger growing base so that you can meet your minimum quotas with your markets. We have a very strong, loyal constituency. The communal farmer, the small-scale farmer, they are permanently growing groundnuts. We are simply now convincing them that everything you grow, we can take it. We are working with a bank, and you need a bank to understand the cycle of the exercise, where the quality seed is put to the ground, its maintenance by agro-technical officials, agronomists assisting the farmer in his environment, encouraging competition. Then you have to now assure that offtake of the entire crop is for your market, both domestic market and a strong external market. Because you must remember that the European community is a big consumer of groundnuts, and they also expect high standards. And we must comply. But by working together with an identified customer base, you then bring the best, starting with the yield, right up to the marketing, quality control of the products.
Reapers Zimbabwe has won the hearts of the local groundnut farmers because it addressed the key issues that affect farmers in the country. The first is that of scarcity of inputs and delay in deliveries whenever they are available. Reapers has offered farmers a way out of the hitch by availing appropriate inputs such as fertilizers and seed, which are delivered to distribution points within walking distance of farmers in any locality. This ensures timely cultivation of the crop within the short rainy season. The second is the scarcity of grain bags and transportation of the product to the market. Reapers provide durable, marked grain bags and send trucks to collection points. The third and last is the perennial problem faced by farmers in Africa, where it takes a great amount of time between the sale of the product and the payment for it. It has been common for farmers to get to the next planting season before they are paid for the past season's crop sales. This has raised levels of frustration and has resulted in some farmers opting for alternative farming methods for product other than groundnuts. Basil Nyabadza's Reapers pays farmers on the spot on the day of delivery because the prices will have been established before sales and all farmers will have been satisfied with them.
Our company is serious in supporting reapers, and that reapers will support the local community, and we will help the farmers to create better produce that will inevitably increase in a better value.
Oh, great.
And they'll get a better value for their product.
With regard to the machinery, when it came, I was in 1998. I was still 12 years old in primary school.
Okay.
To this day, you can still see the fruits that the machinery has given to the community, especially in Rusape.
All right.
It's not a very industrialized town, but at the same time, it's creating employment and making a difference in the lives of many people.
All right.
Yes, in the rural areas, which I think is something that Reapers really does hold at heart, as it is not a public entity, it's more of a family business, and the community is well within the family, and that is something that we support in our approach. Let's invest in Africa and its future, because it has so much potential, and Reapers is merely brilliance at its best.
This is where our people are best. And we have now to link development and bring its relevance to the community here. In both communities, we saw the hunger to be self-sufficient, to be self-reliant in producing food. Now, we as Reapers, we are a seed house, we are a processor, we are an agro dealer.
Yes.
We link up with both production and the market.
Right.
You saw that we had our buyers from abroad coming all the way to buy groundnuts from Zimbabwe. One of the major crops we grow, a cash crop, which is trapped in the village for the benefit of the villagers.
All right.
So we also had today bankers with us. We are going to bring a bank here. We are going to launch a mobile banking system where the farmer will not have to go to town or to any growth point. We are going to use the schools, the primary schools specifically, by appointment, by arrangement, for the bank to be here on specified days and times to transact cash with the villager. Where value exchanges hands, we are saying the villager must have the right to bank and be banked, so that the villager is now guaranteed with inputs the whole year round. Many a time, our villagers have failed to produce because they access seed and fertilizer 2, 3, 4 weeks after the rains have come. Right now, we are working in Marsh Central, in Marsh East, in Marsh West, in Manicaland, and Masvingo. As time goes on, we are going to go to Matabeleland, both north and south, and the Midlands. Because though they might not grow many groundnuts, but they grow sugar beans. We are also in sugar beans. So definitely, this is a national project. And we are pleased that a bank with a vision, with foresight, has agreed to partner us to see that the villagers are banked for the benefit of tomorrow and continuity. We respect the land, we respect the policy of land reform, and every national of this country. Let's produce the 24 or so crops we do in Zimbabwe in volume, with continuity, and it starts with having a strong bond with banking institutions. A bank is critical. It's like a bridge. If you want to go across the other side of the river, you go through a bridge. The bank is a bridge. Let's use our banking system. The little resources we have at this hour, if they are combined, then the banks can be able to lend to others.
There are few pointers to the mind of a person that are more accurate than the setup of his living environment. Basil Nyabadza's home is not a home. It is an institution enshrouded in spirituality and goodwill. The homestead houses the homes of his brothers, a full-sized church to which the entire village comes to worship, a memorial to a member of the family whose life was ended with a gunshot from pre-independence government military, a magnificent housed and roofed burial place for 4 bearers of the family, and the most startling of all, a retirement home for sisters of the church order. One of the old ladies arrived into the Nyabadza home when she was only 13 years old and went on to look after Basil Nyabadza from infancy. She has seen the youngster blossom into a human institution himself, a living center of hope for villagers, offspring, siblings, believers, nationals, and farmers alike. Such is the spiritual launchpad of the man that one is left short of superlatives. He knows where he has come from, and he really knows where he wants to take his business and life.
She is about 96 years old. She is the oldest sister, the leader of the church. Every morning she wakes up around 5 or 4 to put up the candles in the church. These are the people who brought us up.
As the winter sun sets over the koppies to the west, the groundnut farmers reluctantly leave for their homes after an afternoon of great revelation. All is well. Their questions fully answered, products sold and paid for, and inputs for the next season delivered to the local school to which their children go. The groundnut farmers are no longer separate from reapers. They are the reapers. The simplicity of transport for these diligent rural folk is a mirror reflection of the very simplicity put engendered by this joint venture arrangement. As the Earl of Chesterfield once said, whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well.